Again, we've got Gazeka following door hunters.
Nice initiation there by Hunter.
Nice.
Yeah, it looks like the follow car wasn't able to initiate onto the clipping point into the first turn.
Yeah, I agree.
Door hunters missed that outside zone there on that first corner.
He's answered back really well on the transition though.
Yeah, nice
he's
angle.
Getting a high 82. You can see why he's kissing the clipping points in front.
Nice. He's trying to get the car to settle.
Screaming.
Yeah. Oh,
Gazeka swinging out kind of wide there.
Blowing up
allowing deer hunters to come back in on him.
Nice initiation by both drivers.
Growling looked like a little bit more consistent through that first corner there.
So Growling's pulling away from the BMW. You can hear from the throttle of the BMW. He's just dabbing through the actual course itself. Everyone can follow and match the speed. Maybe that's what E11 was struggling. Maybe he was just letting off the throttle, not being able to do his thing against Growling.
I don't know. A little bit of door action right there. He's definitely not pulling away. Oh, very nice. Oh, but he shot it up just a bit.
Yeah, lead car pulling more angle through the actual overall run.
Yeah. Oh, Sandman with the pull away. I don't know if Phantom Lord was eating a sandwich there, but...
Oh no!
Oh, no.
So follow cars off the track.
Phantom Lord.
Yeah, the Jag X FRS. I'm not able to complete that.
Is that what it is? XR?
Yeah, XFRS.
Yeah.
No, I believe Phantom Lord was actually brought up into the top 32 because he's not actually on the list of the qualifications I've got, so whether something's pulled out.
A little bit of
Okay,
context.
so his Lord Phantom was a reserve. Oh no.
Oh no.
There's a follow car sort of unable to follow the lead car. Lead car placed so first run. Crawford initiating slightly earlier than the Mercedes. Crawford pulling first turn further out wide. Pulling away from the Mercedes. Mercedes looking like it's bogging down into the turn before Crawford. Crawford taking a wider line through the transition and finally hitting the final clipping point. Insane throwing the angle into the first turn, but Crawford racing, answering back with angle of his own, reeling in the proximity throughout the first turn, just slowly catching up to Insane pulling slightly away, but he's got a bit more angle after the transition. Huge angle coming from the BMW as the lead run, but Crawford just both cars completing the 50 roll. Scar obviously initiating before Chile being the lead car. Scar looking like he's slightly pulling away at the start of that turn, but Chile closing in on the little lead car there. Scar able to hold his own throw-in angle into this next turn. Chile closing the gap again, but not quite getting the clipping point. Just soaking in on the rear of little Scar's car.
It's another morning night, Will.
Okay, so Chile leading, Scar following. Chile did have an earlier and a more convincing entry into the first turn, but Scar just pumping the gas into the first turn, not able to match the angle again, so it's almost like a repeat of each other's follow and lead runs from the previous. Chile having a lot more speed, obviously being perhaps the fastest car. It's got rocking the wet sport. It's got a massive wet sport.
Nice
we'll come back to that in a minute though.
Oh,
that
not anymore. He's pulling away.
Hashtag no wagon power needed. Very nice.
Man, Giraffe with the
from
gap
Giraffe
band
holding that
playing
angle
loud
down.
there.
I mean, it's equally
nice initiation by both cars.
Automaton.
Nice proximity by Giraffe. Oh, what happened?
as far as qualifying.
It looks like the follow car kind of slowed up on that the final part of the first turn, but you know, able to come back later on with a bit more speed after sacrificing a bit of angle. Automaton doing nothing wrong with his lead run there. Leading in the Lexus, no more wagon power anymore.
Nice initiation by Giraffe there. On both drivers.
Yeah, it looked
actually.
like both cars actually initiated at the same point. Automaton getting a little bit closer to the initial clipping point, but then pulling away towards the end of the previous turn. Giraffe, as we commentate on their ability, and everyone's just focusing in on these hashtags. Automaton slamming it into that first one, really good entry.
Nice angle.
Giraffe
Nice
answering back with a closer proximity there, slightly almost having a close shave with the lead. Looks like he's kind of stooped up a bit angle wise. Automaton dropping a tyre at the end there, but he's
NATO in the Mustang, Frosty in the Pontiac Solstice.
a well executed first
straightening
turn
up there.
from Frosty there. Yeah, it looks like he possibly straightened up towards the end of that turn. No, not doing much to close the proximity on the lead car. That lead car is a nippy little fast car. It does look like he's dropping a few things here and there. Qualify higher than NATO edits, but both of them producing a run in the 70s. So I'm looking for a more kind of similar outfit here.
Both cars
It did look
wagging
like,
all over.
okay, so it does look like there's contact, obvious contact.
Yeah, but I think he lost control before he got contacted though by the follow car. I don't think the follow car.
No, and follow
Stans,
car.
who's from the UK, also in the lobby. They've got 3 different connections going on, but it's looking like it's cleared things up a bit. Is entering the first turn pretty hot there with some speed. Madness did close the gap as the follow run, but towards the end of that turn, the lead car was able to separate from the both. Dizzy maintaining more angle throughout the action. Lead car entering a lot earlier than the follow car, also maintaining a lot of speed through. Follow car is actually closing the gap that Madness did separate as the lead car. He has shallowed up on the entry to the first turn. Looking like there was contact between lead and follow. Follow car hitting the lead Furious edition of the 2002 Nissan Ferrari Z. DB following in the BMW. Looks like DB Inc. had really shallow first turn there, not really soaking up much of the clipping point. Waifu getting away with an almost intricate line, being able to close in the distance on the DDR Waifu with the Batman logo on the back.
Very interesting color scheme on this car.
Looks like he's sort of had to drive almost to the transition there. Didn't actually like get a smooth drift into there. Not entirely a bad thing. DDR Waifu slowly closing the gap.
He sprained his ankle while he was doing the win now.
Oh, we got contact.
Contact into the first turn, but both cars
Looks like the
doing
car's
really well to
still
maintain.
stable.
Qualified looked like he dipped a little bit onto the final turn, but I assume that's because his line was pushed off the contact earlier on. Qualified pulling away just after the transition. Looks like he's just skipped one of the clipping points towards the end, but Atlantical leading, Qualified following. Atlantical initiating earlier than Qualified. Qualified soaking up a little bit of a better line there. Closing in.
He was actually on the inside. You're wanting to swing out wide there.
Okay.
Did a really good job to get right back on and stay with him throughout the section.
But yeah, I'll be definitely.
Alrighty, well, I want to thank you for coming out as long as you did. Unfortunately, we had some problems here.
That's our problem, gentlemen. Always a pleasure.
Both drivers looking really good into this first corner, by the way.
Yeah, I'm actually
Nessie
staying
looking-
just to watch this battle. Nessie holding it down with a line, but I've got to give massive props to the follow car gain speeds there, holding it down.
We'll be sure to keep the party locked so you can't get in there.
Oh yeah.
I don't think he caught that at first.
No, I did. I'll take that. Hashtag team. Okay, so just before I go out, gain speed's leading, Nessie's following, Nessie in the Lexus, gain speed in RX-7. Vicious first turn from both drifters. Looking like the final turn actually, Nessie.
Already both drivers in. Nessie high angle sitting on that rumble strip, looking real nice. A little bit of a wobble to gain speed there.
Game trying to maintain a little bit of proximity there, doing a great job.
Oh yeah, and both drivers are both on the line there.
See how this first turn comes out. Very smooth by both guys.
Oh yeah, both hitting that outside clip.
Uh-oh. For a second there, looked like the door
Gain
was gonna
speed
open
getting
for him, huh?
right back on that line. Games on the other side of the country. Some of them it's real early in the morning. Nessie doing a really good job of riding that.
Wow.
Was not able to hit that outside clip though. Game did a good job of staying right on him without contacting him.
Smoothness that Nessie's showing right now.
I'm pretty sure both see that wing pop up on that Lexus.
I know that's cute.
Ooh, Nessie a little shallow there coming in, following. I mean, he's able to stay right in that pocket though.
It's transition to go into the next turn by both drivers. A lot of proximity from Nessie right there also.
Really good driving here, but I think the judges will be able to actually make a call here.
Nice entry there by both drivers. Oh,
into my reality, throwing two tires out in the grass there. Looks like we've got a little bit of a lag issue on them, but it's not. Scorpion throwing it in nice. Yeah. Into my reality, struggling a little bit to keep up, shallowing and still getting pulled on a little bit.
Yeah, the Mustang, the H trying to pull away a little bit. Oh. Great entry by both guys. Scorpion showing the proximity.
Yeah, definitely. You can kind of tell, even on the follow, it seems like reality's just a little bit quicker on that first corner there. See how he keeps up on this last corner. He's shallowing up quite a bit. The little Hachi that could versus the BMW that weighs 3 tons more than it. One tap and he is gone. Looking good though, a little bit of lag. Looks like Ohio's doing pretty good in that Hachi there. Keeping a nice distance. BMW shell. Oh, the gap created there off that 50.
Oh, goodness.
Hachi's gonna have to play some catch up here.
Got the big V12 in there. Gap band's playing.
Definitely is.
Oh yeah.
Brown and Wolf just getting level with him there on the 50 roll, just letting him know he's there.
Oh, straight.
Hunter's having a correction
straightening
into the
out
first
there.
turn. But nonetheless, the round is the run's still going. Hunter's transitioning in.
Contact.
Looks like Brown and Wolf contact into the lead car in transition, coming in too hot on the speed. Brown and Wolf able to maintain the line after contact. Another bit of contact. I think as the run doesn't really have like an average speed counter, it's really hard to call. I'd like to see a more fast-paced run, especially as the track is opening up. As you can see from the lead car with Brown and Wolf, he's using his speed to his advantage. He's pulling away. Might have just got a little bit too much angle there and just kind of sacrifice his line. But that again, it's the perfect execution of a run. You want your line to have a very fast run, a very aggressive first turn. And he's thrown it in again, massive angle into the first turn now.
Pretty old.
Possibly skimmed a tyre onto the. I'm not sure what that was.
Was that a brake check? Get up on
transitioning with a massive angle, but it seems like he's kind of pulling wide. It looks like Big D dropped a tyre towards the end of that transition. Someone looking like, well, both drifters dropping another tyre onto that final clipping point. So I mean, speed's not going to win it alone, I'd hope.
Yeah.
Oh, Big D answering with a really fast run. Possible try that. Yeah, no, absolutely he's pulling away. I did see a little bit of dirt from the outside clip on Mr. Big D.
Which is,
you know,
which is allowed, by the way.
Okay, it is allowed, so, you know, no points. Yeah, I can say that because I got the info panel. Crawford in the Astra VXR. Doing that aggressive initiation that we're fond of seeing from Crawford into the first corner, but Chile producing an equal first turn there. Slowly catching up on Chile, sacrificing angle admittedly to get to Crawford. Crawford hammering down on the speed through that turn. Chile closing the gap, pushing. Great following. Chile and Crawford both initiating at the same point. Chile making more use of the first turn. Crawford backing off slightly mid-turn there. He did have proximity to the lead car. Chile having a much cleaner transition and final turn. Crawford slightly away. As I say it. As I say it. Okay, so lead car putting in obviously a better corner than the follow car. Lead car pulling away. As you can see that that's the debris from also spilled all over the pit, all over the track, clean up Frosty leading. Frosty with a better first turn. Looking like he had contact from the follow car. It looks like it's actually pushed him offline into the transition. Stance wide in the red line. Okay, so first time smashing in, both cars aggressively entering, but Stan's able to soak up more of the overall clipping point and line, holding the drift in, looking like he's actually pulling slightly away just after the first turn. As we're going to the second and third, the follow car able to use most of the track. Looking like both cars did drop 50 roll completed. Earlier entry from Dizzy, Stance maybe allowing a little bit of room for himself. Dizzy holding a lot more angle than Stance. Both cars seem to be dropping a little bit here and there on the clipping point. Dizzy slowing the entire run down, holding the angle on that third turn, slowing Stance down way too much. Almost like an angle check, but you know, he's still
Scorpion with the nice angle. Feel like game kind of shallowed up there a little bit, but try to make up for that distance that the Mustang's putting on it. Nice entry there by Scorpion to that next turn there. Lots of angle. Gain speed.
Oh no.
Oh.
Dang, with 2 tires on the outside there.
Was you think it
Going
was for a full
hard
2 or was it 1?
angle.
Unfortunately, if that's 2 tires, that might end up in a 0 for him.
Nice throw-in by both drivers. Nakathorn in high angle. Sideways, able to get right in on that pocket there on that first corner. Nakathorn big angle again into that second, shallowing up a little bit there. Nice putting those 2 front tires, or that I should say that 1 front tire there on that clip. BMW sideways.
The
in the
V12
BMW
rolls off the line. Beamer is right there though.
Sideways hitting that outside clip.
Oh yeah.
Knocked the lacking a little bit there, but on that in that pocket,
Door
on
action.
that
Door action.
Yes.
Pretty follow by Naka.